And once again, thank you to all of our sponsors here at Leyburn Sprints. It takes a huge amount of people working behind the scenes to put this event together. So look up at the big screen, you can see who they all are. And yeah, we cannot run the event without the support of these people. And please remember, folks, in your day-to-day lives, try and support the people who support your sport. All the sponsors are all they're on the big board, they're on the program, they're even on the event hat. Make sure you get hold of some event merchandise as well. So you'll have a memento of this great weekend. And you can see evidence of their support all around the venue. The hay bales, they didn't spring up there by themselves. They were all grown by Collins Hay and delivered on site by Collins Hay Transport Equipment. And Speed Cafe, of course, who are live streaming this event. So if you've got friends and family who you know would be enjoying this event and they're not in southeast Queensland, shoot them a message to tune into Speed Cafe and enjoy the live stream. We just gave a plug for Collins Hay, and we can see Chris arriving on scene. He's obviously ready to reposition another bale. So we're going to have a bit of a delay here. Make sure you support the numerous food trucks that are spread around the circuit. I mentioned a few earlier. We've got Indian, we've got pizza, we've got burgers. I also see we've got German sausage, we've got coffee. Plenty of options. So there's no reason for anyone to go home hungry. The Manito bale handler handling down between turn 1 and turn 2 now, probably looking at the second fastest, second slowest run of the day. And thanks to Bowden's Own, who backed this event. Queensland Own, makers of the best car care products you can get. And Tom's Confectionery Warehouse in Brisbane. That's the place to go for your lolly bags for Christmas and Easter, or even just year round. Just looking down the main straight there, we can see the bale handler in position. Looks like he's done his job. So somebody's repositioned one of the hails. Chris Collins putting it back in position. So once he parks his equipment, we'll should be able to get a rerun underway. Rocket Rod in the recovery ute, just leaving the start line now. Okay, this is interesting, folks. Manitou versus Navarra, both heading towards turn one. Who's going to win? Okay, so the official vehicle's moving back into their waiting positions. We should have a clear track very soon. Okay, we should be underway shortly. They're just getting the fire up signal there to David Dunn in his XW GT Falcon, and we should be back on very soon. And we're away. Plenty of wheel spin off the line. An enthusiastic run there through turn one, laying a bit of rubber down. Hard on the brakes for the very tight turn two. And then accelerating up towards turn three. He drops out of our sight, and the next car on the line, it's the Mercury Cougar coming back for a rerun. Lawrence Densley waiting there on the start-finish line. We just saw David Dunn complete his run, so hopefully we'll get the Cougar away shortly. The flag goes up. Seven litres of Ford Big Block charging now towards our position here at turn one. Nice and careful through turn two. Then he's heading up into turn three round the back of the circuit. Next car away, it's the 67 Mustang. That's Trisha Chand at the wheel. 5-litre V8 engine. That's actually a 68, not a 67. And I've just stepped on my cable again. Patricia Chant taking a moment out from being the president of the organising committee and very much a driving force behind this event. And just to have a brief run in the Mustang. Paul Hewitt just passing our position now in another XWGT, 351 V8 power. Luke Stitz just passing our position now in the XR Falcon 427 cubic inch big block V8. They never left the factory with that in it. 4-speed Jericho box. Mechanically built and maintained by his cousin Paul Crossley from Redland Dyno Centre. Paul Tilley is next in the XWGT Falcon. Paul's had that car for goodness knows how many years, now running a 393 stroker Windsor V8 engine. Phil Walters is next in the Ford Capri Piranha. As Mark said earlier, the Piranha was a South African version of the Ford Capri with the 302 Windsor V8 engine. Phil's car has been taken out to 347 cubic inches. Brian Wood is next in the red XY GT Falcon. Brian's had this car for 10 years, competed in numerous historic events, including Sandown and Phillip Island, as well as Leyburn. Nash Garland is next, driving David Garland's Mitsubishi Lancer 1600cc rally car. It's actually set up for tarmac sprints and hill climbs, this one. Yeah, I was looking at the car yesterday, very much in tarmac spec. Driver's second time at Leyburn after competing in go-karts for a number of years. Peter Leicht, very, very keen entry there in the Mini Clubman, 1275cc, that our iconic little A-Series engine. And a very enthusiastic run through turn one, not sparing the horses. Turns in a little bit early at turn two, makes a second bite. Next car to leave the line, Chris Woodhouse in the Mark II Escort 1600, and a classic rally car. Is there a more iconic rally car than the Mark II Escort? The tremendous success they achieved over the years. Steve Brazier leaving the line now, another Mark II Escort, this one running 2-litre engine. Steve's been a regular competitor at this event for many years. Iconic sound of twin Webbers on a 4-cylinder engine. David Garland is next in the Mitsubishi Galant rally car. Set up for tarmac and gravel. Looks like he's in gravel spec this weekend. Got the full mud flaps on. Drivers competing in various events for more than 40 years. leaving the line now. Nice little takeoff there from Thomas Kay at the wheel of Philip Kay's Mark II Escort, RS2000. This car's been coming for 15 years to this event, but the driver is the son of the owner, and he's just 18 years of age. Dad, can I borrow the car for the weekend? Bernie Keister's next away in another Mark II Escort, 2-litre engine. It's great to see tremendous support here from the classic and historic rally movement. It's an early Group 4 build. It's got the 5-link suspension and 4-wheel disc brakes. Anthony Lawler next in the 2-litre Escort. Beautifully turned out car. And of course Anthony is the owner of the Toowoomba Performance and Mechanical. They're specialists in Ford Escorts. And this car is not only an advertisement for the business, it's also a test bed for their performance gear. Paul Lawrence approaching turn 1 now in the Triumph Dolomite Sprint. John Lay is next in another Mark II Escort 2-litre. Beautifully presented car. Obviously a replica of Bjorn Waldegaard's rally car. Stephen Sauer is next in another Mark II RS2000. Running the iconic 2-litre Pinto engine. Glenn Torrens is next in the Volkswagen Super Beetle 1.9 litre. He's come all the way from the New South Wales Hunter Valley region to take part in this event 4 times now. Adam Avery sitting on the line in the Mazda RX-2, or Mazda Capella, 13B Bridgeport rotary engine and a Supra 5-speed. So a little bit hotter than when it left the factory in Hiroshima. Another car built by Matt Clifton, the team at Morgan Park Performance. This is his second time at this event. He had a great time last year, hoping to enjoy it even more this time. Very quick down the back straight there. He comes in pretty hot for turn 2. Andrew Bear is next in the Alfetta GTV. 2-litre twin spark engine, auto delta gearbox. And the iconic Momo livery. This is his 4th time at this here event. First time in this car. Previously he's been here in a Porsche, a Mustang and a Tirana and got on the podium each time. Paul Ledgerwood is next in a UC Tirana, something you don't see competing in motorsport very often. The iconic 202 engine with triple Webbers. He's been doing this event for 10 years now. Sitting on the line, we've got Bryce Reid in the HJ Kingswood with a 6-litre V8 engine. Another smoky burnout off the line. Who doesn't love a smoky burnout? Might be quick, but it looks cool. He gets down the back straight in a hurry. Paul Spiteri is next in a Mazda RX-3, 12A Bridgeport powered. This is an ex-Group C car that raced at Bathurst in the 1980s. So one of 5 or 3 Group C touring cars we have here this weekend. Leaving the line now and leaving plenty of rubber behind him, it's Gary Stevenson in the SLR Tirana, running 350 Chev power. This car was a drag racer with the big block for many years, but now it's been returned to circuit racing and running the small block Chev. Another one of our Group C touring cars from the Heritage Touring Car Series, it's Anthony Tenkate. This is the second of Gary Wilmingston's XD Falcons. He built the very first one in 1980, and he replaced this one with this car a couple of years later. This car is as it raced at Bathurst in 1984. It is Anthony's first time at the event. He's raced for a number of years in the Australian TA2 series, and he's run this car and an ex-Warren Cullen VH Commodore in the Heritage Touring Car Series. Getting his first look at the Leyburn Sprints. And it's great to see genuine Bathurst cars competing here. Mark Respin is next in the Ford Cobra, 5-litre engine. And the fire has gone out, so he's just rolled it straight on. Thanks, Mark. You've done all your competitors a favour there by not blocking the circuit. So he rolls out of harm's way in the runoff area at turn 1. James Flett is next in the Datsun 260Z. Beautifully presented car, lovely paint. Built by Brian and Wayne Potts and James as a Group S car. Brian Potts, a Sydney panel beater and Bathurst 1000 competitor on a number of occasions. The car's done 30 race meetings in the last 20 years and it's still got the original paint job on it. Michael Larrymore sitting on the grid now in the Toyota MR2 with the 3SGE 2-litre engine. Okay, the Cobra's fired. Mark Respin in the Cobra. He's fired it up. Will this count as a completed run? Looks like he's going to finish it anyway. Michael Larrymore just passing our position now. This car's set up for hill climbs. And I have to say, there seem to be a lot of hill climb cars here, but you'd think that a hill climb car would do well at a street sprint, and they do. Cam Lepp is next in the Datsun 240Z, running a 3-litre engine. The car mainly used for tarmac rally and for rally sprints. He's owned it for 10 years. Cam was a competitor in the original event here at in an Aston Martin. John Siddons is next. I'll have to say one of the quickest drivers here this weekend in the Datsun 240Z. John's probably the master of building and racing Datsun 240Z cars in Australia. This car was built predominantly as a tarmac rally car. Doug Stewart is next in the Porsche 944. Anthony Vanderdrift leaving the line in the Porsche 9146, 3.6 litre Porsche flat six engine. And a very highly developed car just by looking at it. Mark Barth on the line now in the Shelby Cobra Coupe. 302 V8 powered. Anthony Vanderdrift just completes his run. We're waiting for Mark to be waved away. There he goes. Bit of wheel spin off the line, speeding it down towards turn one. And the boot lid, or as the Americans would call it, the trunk has popped open. That might have some scratches on it when he gets back. Shouldn't slow him down too much. That's just, it's just going to grind the handle off. Steve Cooper sitting on the line now in the 1974 model Porsche 911, 3.6 litre engine. This car is built as a tribute to the iconic IROC series cars. IROC standing for the International Race of Champions. Top competitors from around the world competed in a series of events in identical Porsches. This car is built as a tribute to those cars. Beautifully presented. Ooh, very sideways, and he's had a spin. Just very gently nudging the hay bale on the exit of turn two. He's kept it running. He'll have to do a U-turn. Fortunately, there's room for him. So yeah, he'll complete the run, but it's not going to be a very impressive time. Kent Kissicker is sitting on the grid now in a 1981 model Porsche 911, 3-litre flat six. Kent's owned and driven this car for 20 years. And the course car is being dispatched. Yeah, Steve Cooper did nudge a hay bale, so they probably need to go and inspect to make sure that he hasn't moved it into a position it shouldn't be in and hasn't dragged anything onto the course. Okay, we've got a great view on our big screen of the hay bale, and you can see, yes, it's been significantly deflected by Steve Cooper's Porsche. And he's dug some sizable ruts too. And we've got a tractor with a bale handler on scene very promptly. This is the first cleanup we've actually been able to watch, so we can tell you how long it's going to take, and my guess is not too long. It's only one hay bale. Okay, looks like we've got our hay bale back in position, so we should have the track cleared shortly. And back in the early days of motorsport, hay bales were a very common safety barrier before we saw tyre walls and concrete walls and earth barriers take their place. But it's surprising how effective the hay bales are. They don't do a ton of damage, but they do stop a car. Meanwhile, Ken Kissiker calmly sitting there on the grid in his Porsche. This is a car that he shares with his son, Jack. And we're away. Very enthusiastic there through turn one. He's actually got a GoPro hanging on the outside of the rear bumper, and he very nearly wiped that off on one of the hay bales. Speeding through turn two, down into turn three now. Next car on the grid, Aaron Lewis in a replica of a Ferrari P4. Fuel-injected quad-cam V12 Ferrari engine. 4.8 litres. Absolutely glorious beast. And Craig Matthews next in the Ultima GTR 2001 model 6.3 litre engine.